Hello, my Digi fans. Welcome back. Where I started from was when um they had Digivolve. Takuya and Koji were able to finally hyper spirit evolve into Susanamon, thanks to all the spirits being combined into one. They were actually able to overpower Lucimon and was able to defeat him thanks to the efforts of their ultimate weapon. But they were able to defeat him and take his Fractal Code. He was transformed to a Digi-Egg, but then the Digi-Egg, there were two Digi-Eggs. One was like a light one, the other one was darkness. The light one had disappeared. Like, it just, I guess, the data was destroyed completely. Whereas the dark Digi-Egg started to grow, and then it just finally just Digivolved itself into Lucimon. What was it, like darkness mode or like dragon mode or something like that. And I might have gotten the name wrong. I apologize. But yes, that's basically what happened. Is that Lucimon was able to transfer Digivolve to its ultimate level. Well, not ultimate level, but mega level. You know what I mean. Sorry about this review. This is a terrible review. I'm gonna do better and better because I haven't been really doing reviews lately. I've just been busy with everything. Let's see. Afterwards, Lucimon actually goes to the human world to collect, actually to take over both worlds, with the others, staying behind, with the Digidestin trying to go after him. They actually are stopped, and they have to, thus they are defeated pretty easily, and then they Digivolve to Sanamon again in order to defeat him. But after they defeat the dragon version of Lucimon, there's actually like another form of Lucimon, Lucimon larva. This larva is actually hiding in this orb that Lucimon, the dragon mode, was holding in his hand the whole time, and thus it attacked him. And thanks to them using their spirits, and their spirits actually combine, they were able to actually defeat Lucimon for good. But thus they had to say goodbye to their friends and their comrades and everything. And it was all right, but they were just, I'd say this Digimon series could have been a lot better, in my opinion. Oh, I forgot to mention, Pokemon and Namon are also like the funny, like I guess you could say like they're the comic relief of the series. Pokemon was the smart genius, he who carries a book around about everything about the digital world, where Namon was just the bumbling sidekick of him. And also, after Serafimon was also defeated, he was transferred to Digi-Egg, and thus was rehatched as Patamon. Also, Lopmon was also there, who was also the pre-evolved form of Trubmon, and also Salamon was the pre-evolved form of Funimon after she was defeated. So after all, the three Guardians were all reduced to in training or rookie Digimon. And I actually want to talk about the characters now. Takuya seems like the level-headed, hot-headed, just like Tai, but a little bit more extreme. He actually gets better when he gets to learn that his friends are in danger. He needs to stop thinking about himself and just think about others. With Koji, he actually does care about the team, but he kind of is distant at first. He actually, in a couple episodes, he doesn't actually join the team until a couple of episodes later, where they all had to fight against Grubblemon. With JP, he's the oldest, but yet he's not like the leader type. He's just more or less like the guy that stands in the back and not really do anything. In the anime, he was actually the last person to get his beast spirit. Before all the others were getting their beast spirits, he felt that like he was just the only one not getting the beast spirit. I mean this his human spirit, Digimon spirit. I'm getting my words all mixed up. With Zoe, I mean, she could have done more before she had lost her human spirit and lost her first battle. She gets better when she gets her beast spirit, but I mean it's like, why did you wait until this long to make her, this strong, and make her the strong character? Because it isn't until she gets her beast spirit that she actually gets better. I just didn't like how they made Zoe like the weakest girl in throughout the entire Digimon franchise. She's the only one that gets, I guess, how you say, shit on most of the time in the series, even in the manga. Um, Whereas Tommy, on the other hand, he is the child of the group, kind of like TK was, but he's a little bit more a crybaby. Actually, a lot more of a crybaby than TK was. Where, you know, in the beginning he would cry about like wanting to go home, and he was actually, when he was in the human world with his family, he was actually like the one that he was like a spoiled brat, basically. He had everything he wanted. His parents would give him anything he wanted if he asked. But his older brother did not like that whatsoever. So he kind of like just told him that like, you need to just grow up and stop acting like a baby and try making like letting mom and dad treat you like a baby and stuff like that. And TK, when I say TK, Tommy saw it as like his brother was trying to attack him and make him think that he was jealous of him and stuff like that. But that wasn't really the case. He was just trying to teach him how, wanting something, want to keep. I just how to say this. He wanted to teach his brother that being spoiled will get you nowhere, and like having things given to you is not the way to do things. As to where when he was trapped inside of his battle with Asuramon, and he having to rely on somebody to help him all the time, but he needs to rely on himself sometimes, and stop being afraid and stop being scared of everything. But at first, the things change now. And also with I haven't really talked about Koichi much because I wanted to talk about him more. I have more things to talk about him. With Koichi, how he became the Dustmon in the series was actually very bad. It was like tragic. His mother was ill, and her grandma was on her death. And his grandma was on her deathbed, and thus she told him that you have a brother named Koichi, a twin brother named Koji. And Koichi sought after his brother. He was trying to find him, make sure that he can get to him on time. And sad for him, he was there was a scene where like he would run up to the elevator to see his brother, but the door closed and he had to just basically walk down the stairs in order to catch up to him. Sad thing was, he actually slipped, tripped, and fall, and from like, I guess in the English version it wasn't that very high steps, but like he actually fell like, I think like what 12 feet? What was it, 12 feet? And like actually went into a coma for a while, and his subconscious mind entered the digital world without even knowing it, and thus Trubimon found him and corrupted his mind in order to become the spirit of darkness. What many people don't know is that what was I about to say? Koichi is actually the only human. Well, actually, yeah, many people do actually remember this. Crusadermon also brought this up as well. Whenever the Digidestin would have their fights and they would lose their battles, their fractal code would appear around their body because their bodies are now made of data. With Koichi, that doesn't happen to him. Like, everybody is affected by something except for him. And thus, he's confused. He's like, why does it only happen to everybody else but me? And Crusadermon tells him that you're not really in this world. You're just a spirit. That's all you are, is a spirit. You're a spirit only. Your body is not literally here in the digital world. That's why you cannot feel what the others feel right now. And thus that, basically confused him. He wanted to know, like, is this really me here? Or he just felt like he just didn't know what to do. his situation. And with that, he actually sacrificed himself to save his brother. And if it wasn't for his sacrifice, they would not be able to reach their level of Susanamon and defeat Lucamon for good. With the villains, I felt, well, in the English version, I did not like the villains in the English dub version. Simply because they gave them all weird accents. Made them sound like all just... With Grumblemon, he had the whole Tarzan thing. This is exactly what I was talking about in my Savers video. Stop using the whole Tarzan voice thing for your English dub characters. It's not cute. They have no reason to sound like that. I just didn't like that whatsoever. With Ronamon, she had those Southern girl accent, like, hey, sugar, that type of thing. With Arbamon, he had the whole, like, I guess you could say he was like, they had the whole, like, Sylvester Stallone, or like, I don't know how to say this. He just had like the whole, yo, what's up, right? You doing good, right? That type of thing. It's like, why do you have a Brooklyn accent? It was a Brooklyn accent, that's what it was, a Brooklyn accent. With Mercurymon, I actually did like his English dub voice because he would speak in like a medieval talk where he would say like, "Where art thou?" or I shall not, fall before thee," or something like that. And Trigmon, he sounded like a real deep dark voice. He had a little dark voice thing. Well, deep voice, deep evil voice, whatever you want to call it. But it was overall it was all right. With Lucamon, I kind of felt that like he's just a psychopath. He has no regard for any life whatsoever. He is power hungry. He thinks that either his way is better than yours or not at all. And he'll eliminate anyone that gets in his way. He's selfish. He doesn't go up on his promises because actually Dynasmon and Crusadermon were promised by Lucamon if they brought him, they free him from his seal, that he would let him, he would send them to the real world to cause chaos. But thus, after they were defeated, after Dynasmon and Crusadermon were defeated, they were taken, their radicals were taken, and thus, he didn't really go on his word like he said he would. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they were defeated, yes, but he could have saved them in some way. I'm not sure. He just doesn't just take their energy and just fight the DGS and, you know. Yeah, and overall, it was kind of a good series. There were some bad moments. There were some good moments. I talk about the English dub. Well, not the English dub. No, I talked about that already. I'm gonna talk about the difference between the manga and the anime. In the anime, there were some parts that were filler, and there were some parts of them, that just seemed like they weren't really. They should be there at the moment. They should have just been doing something else. Whereas the manga, they actually did pretty better in the manga, because in the anime, they would get their ass kicked numerous times. I'm talking about Digidestin, by the way. Digidestin would get their ass kicked by Gromon or the others very easily, and it's like, what the hell? Like, I mean, I know, understand, like they're not at their best when they're all fighting together, but I mean, at least one or two of them can be able to fight at least one of them by themselves. For example, Takuya and Koji were in the other ground with the others while they were trying to save Strikemon's Digi-Egg after he had been defeated. After he had been defeated and turned to Digi-Egg. Afterwards, they were both Takuya and Koji were fighting against Arbamon, and they were getting their asses kicked, like literally getting their asses kicked. I'm like, okay, how is this guy's not that strong? It's two of you. How is you let him beat you up? That's what I didn't like about it. Also, in the manga, they actually overpower this guy and really kick his ass, even in their beast spirits. Like in the anime, when they finally defeat Arbamon, Arbamon uses beast spirit, and they all had to use their beast spirits to defeat him. I don't know whether it was just something to make it look cool for all of them fighting their beast spirits or something. I mean, in my opinion, it looked pretty cool too, but when I read the manga, I was like, how? Wait, only two of them and their beast spirits were able to defeat him, and it took all five of them to win, and it's like, what the hell? Anyway. I hope, sorry for rambling like that. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. It was kind of like long. It was like just a whole bunch of something I said really didn't sound clear enough. I apologize. I'm gonna get a little better at doing my reviews from now on. I promise that. Also, for my next review, I'm going to be reviewing Digimon Tamers. If you like to help me on doing my Tamers review, so that way I can get some, I can do a better review. Let me know in the description or on Facebook. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I will see you guys later. Peace, sayonara, and I'm out. Spirit Evolution!